So last week I did a video on the rake technique, and in that video I was playing triplets. And one of the things I did after the video was just see if I could fast pick the triplets as well. And I found that I was struggling with that. So I decided to build that into one of the goals for this week's practice session. And I'll stick a video of me playing them at the end just so you can see what I can do now. But anyway, one of the things that I like to do when I've got multiple goals in a practice session is use a technique called the Pomodoro Technique. Now this is a general sort of time management technique, but I find it really works well when you're sort of planning your practice session. And the way it works is that you write down a list of all of the things that you want to achieve in that practice session, and you split them up into 25-minute chunks. And then you get a kitchen timer, and the guy who came up with this technique had a kitchen timer which was shaped like a tomato, hence the name. You set that timer for 25 minutes, and then while that timer's running, all you do is one of those tasks. You don't allow yourself to get distracted by Facebook or Twitter or whatever the thing is that you like to be distracted with, just for the duration of that task. And then once it finishes, you take a 5-minute break, and then after 5 minutes, you take the next task and start your timer for 25 minutes, and you work on that as well. And you do that 4 times over, and after 4 times through, you take a longer break, say 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. And that's how you break up your practice session. Now, one of the things, well, there's quite a few things that I really like about this, because I am one of those people who gets distracted very easily. I'm the kind of person who sits down, starts to play, and 30 seconds later I'm checking my phone and things like that. And this is really good because while that timer's running, you're supposed to just focus on the one task at hand. And actually that's a nice thing about using a kitchen timer, especially if it's a wind-up timer, is that it's ticking. You can hear it ticking in the background, and that, if you like, is a cue to say you're doing this task and nothing else. So I find that really useful. I also like it because rest is built in as well, and as you're probably aware, guitarists, musicians are susceptible to things like RSI or tendonitis if you don't take enough breaks, and this puts the breaks in there that's built into the practice regime. So that's really good. I'm also the kind of person who tends to fixate on one task, and I'll just do that one task for the duration, and I'll forget about all of the others. So again, this forces me to structure and go after each of the goals that I've set myself, and I don't just get lost doing the one task for the entirety of the practice session. And then finally, I find it fun. It actually does keep me focused on the task. I get a lot done when I'm doing it. So, like I say, it's called the Pomodoro Technique. Give it a go. I'll put some links in the description field so you can go and research it yourself. There is a book behind it which is useful because he goes into more detail about managing distractions and building the task list and improving, getting more productivity out of yourself. And it's applicable to more than just playing the guitar. The guy who came up with it was using it to study at college. That was how he was breaking down his study. So, as I say, give it a go. It might work for you as well. So let's have a go at those triplets, shall we?